Our second construction is where we're going to construct a perpendicular bisector and a midpoint. Before I get started, let's make sure that we remember what these words mean. So perpendicular means we're going to form a 90-degree angle. Bisector means to cut in half. Remember that prefix bi means two, so we're cutting into two equal parts. And midpoint should be pretty self-explanatory. Again, it's to cut in half, or it's the halfway point, or the midway point. So in the end, I should have a point, I'm going to call it M, that bisects it, that's a midpoint. So AM is going to be congruent to MB. And through this point M, I'm going to have a line, and this line is going to make a right angle. So that the measure of angle AM, and let's make some other letter up here, maybe like Z, is equal to 90 degrees. So that's the goal that I want to accomplish with this perpendicular bisector. That's what my end product will be. So let's follow our steps. So step one says to put the compass on point A and extend it past halfway. So again, to get the compass, we go down to our tools on the right. So I'm going to do my best to put it on point A. That looks pretty good. And I can move it just around if I touch the second part, like this part right here, past this, in between the two circles. If I want to adjust it in and out, I got to hit that middle circle. So I'm going to go all the way out. And to draw, I have to touch this circle here, the one where the arrow is. So I want to make a large arc, getting a little bit past myself. That's step two, make a large arc. So step one was just to center it on point A, and step two is to make a large arc. Now, I think it'll be clear why we had to make that arc large in step 3 and 4. So step 3 says make the same arc length from point B. So we go over to point B, and again, when I say the same arc length, that means I'm not moving it in or out. Not moving it in or out. So let's do our best to center it on B. So I don't touch this second one, I just go out to here, and I want to make sure that I draw the same circle. I don't adjust it in or out. So again, I touched over twice, and I had to make it large enough to make sure that that second arc would intersect. So step 4 says make points where the two arcs intersect. So I'm going to go over to my dot tool right here, and I'm going to make larger points to make this a little clearer. So I'm going to go over to where they both touch. So again, they don't do anything unless I go back to the line. Let's see, there's a dot, and they intersect right there. And finally, step 5 is connect the 2 points. So I'm going to go to a skinnier line. Right now it's a fat line. So there's the first dot, and it goes through the second intersection, through the second dot. And that's it. We just constructed a perpendicular bisector. So our midpoint is right there. Our midpoint is where it touched the line. So our midpoint's done. And as I said before, at the beginning of this video, AM is congruent to MB, and our right angle is right there. So that's it. That's a perpendicular bisector. Probably the most important construction. You'll see it done in our other videos when we make other constructions.